Hello investors, traders, and fans of the cryptocurrency world. Welcome to our channel, where we bring you the latest news, in-depth analyses, and real projections about the digital currency universe. Cardano ADA is at a critical juncture in its journey within the cryptocurrency market. On Friday, September 19, 2024, the altcoin is trading lower, approaching a key support zone around 90 cents after a brief rally earlier in the week. Despite a pullback of approximately 2.5% over the past 24 hours, according to data from CoinGecko technical indicators and on-chain, metrics continue to point toward a positive bias, suggesting this correction could merely be a pause before a new upward surge with a real possibility of surpassing the psychological and strategic mark of $1. The ADA started the week strongly, rising from a low of 85 cents on Monday 15th to a peak of 93 cents on Thursday 18th, demonstrating resilience even amid a volatile macroeconomic environment. One of the main factors supporting this optimism comes from on-chain data, which reveals profound shifts in token holder behavior. Analysis from Sentiment shows a significant reduction in selling activity among so-called short-term holders investors who typically hold ADA for between 30 and 60 days. This group has historically been responsible for much of the price volatility, particularly during profit-taking phases. By reducing their sell-off activity, these participants are easing downward pressure on the asset, creating a more favorable environment for the continuation of the uptrend. When fewer people are willing to sell, market supply diminishes, meaning any increase in demand can trigger outsized price movements. This accumulation phase often precedes major breakouts, as the market absorbs sell-side liquidity. Furthermore, institutional sentiment, and that of major market players, is becoming increasingly bullish. Data from Binance, one of the world's largest exchanges, reveals that long positions in ADA futures contracts reached nearly 80% on this Friday, the highest level recorded in the past 30 days. This pronounced imbalance in favor of buying positions is a clear signal of confidence from whales and professional traders. When large players concentrate their bets in one direction, it not only increases market liquidity, but also creates structural resistance against deep corrections. A sharp decline could trigger mass liquidations of these leveraged longs, sparking a technical bounce back. In other words, the higher the concentration of longs, the greater the likelihood of a sudden upward move if the price begins to rise. Phenomenon known as a short squeeze or long squeeze. From a technical perspective, the weekly ADA chart displays a classic ascending trend structure with higher highs and higher lows. The recent bullish crossover between the 9-week and 21-week exponential moving averages (MMOs) further reinforces the thesis that the bull cycle remains active. In this scenario, the next natural targets lie at 96 cents and subsequently at $1.08, representing a potential gain of up to 20% in the medium term. Breaking above the $1 threshold would be a significant milestone, storing confidence among investors who may have abandoned the project after previous cycles of frustration and slow adoption. Moreover, it could attract capital inflows from thematic ETFs and real-world asset RWA funds, especially if Cardano continues strengthening its ecosystem with solutions in digital identity, decentralized governance, and integration with traditional financial systems, similar to initiatives seen with platforms like Ondo Finance, which recently launched tokenized stock markets on Ethereum. However, the path forward is not without obstacles. The daily chart shows firm resistance around 96 cents, where Bollinger Bands are narrowing, signaling a potential consolidation phase or imminent volatility. If buying momentum isn't strong enough to break through this barrier with consistent volume, a fresh correction could occur, bringing the price back to the middle Bollinger Band near 86 cents. Thus, ADA finds itself at a true moment of decision, where conflicting signals coexist: strong fundamentals and positive expectations, versus technical resistance and short-term downside risk, reminiscent of the operational uncertainties faced by Layer at two networks like Linea and Polygon, which recently suffered outages that tested user trust. While Cardano garners attention as one of the major altcoins with sustainable growth potential, the crypto market continues to be driven by more speculative, entertainment-focused projects such as Doge Maxi, inspired by Dogecoin, but designed for higher-risk traders. Maxi offers extreme leverage up to 1000x in specific scenarios alongside features like staking with daily payouts and gamified mechanics. Its pre-sale has already raised over $2 million, showing that even as assets like ADA gain prominence, there's room for bold initiatives that tap into the desire for quick returns. This reflects the duality of the market. While some seek long-term innovation and utility, others bet on emotion and volatility. For Cardano, the challenge is to consolidate its technical progress with real-world adoption and prove it can transcend speculation, paving the way to become critical infrastructure in the Web3 ecosystem.